The question I get asked more than any other is, why don't my stims work as well as yours? Or did they nerf stims because mine don't seem to work in the gas anymore? The answer is that stims have not changed at all since Modern Warfare 3 came out and integrated with Warzone and created quote-unquote Warzone 3. Stims don't just instantly heal you to full health in one frame, they heal you at a finite rate, and it takes time for your health bar to fill up. And if you take any damage from any source, it will interrupt that healing and your health bar will stop going up. In the case of gas damage, the gas hits you and deals damage once every second, which gives you a 1 second window to heal before the gas will interrupt your healing and you'll stop getting health back. So if you time your stim perfectly to take full advantage of that 1 second window, you can get full health from one stim in the gas, because in Resurgence, the health bar fills up at a rate of 150 HP per second, which means you can get a full health bar of 150 in that 1 second window. Battle Royale stims are completely different. They are 3 times weaker. That healing rate, the rate at which the health bar fills up, is 3 times slower. So you can only get 50 HP, or 1/3 of your health bar, in between 1 second gas ticks. The trick to perfectly timing your stims comes from the fact that the stim animation itself also takes precisely 1 second. So when you press the button, it takes a full second for your character to pull the stim out and inject it, and for the healing to start. So what I do is I watch my health bar and wait to see when the damage hits me. The way you can tell is that a red chunk of damage first appears on your health bar. Your screen also flashes red anytime you get hit, including by the gas. So you pay attention for the red flash, wait for the red chunk to appear on your health, and then you press your stim button. That will take a full second, and then you'll get another chunk of gas damage, and as soon as you've taken that damage, the stim healing will actually register and you'll heal for the full window before the next hit of gas damage. I recommend practicing this, filling up a backpack with 10 stims and going in the gas in the early game. Just go out there and practice it. It's easy to do this on Vondel because there's lots of stims in all the various bathrooms. You can just go into the gas at the edge of the map at the very beginning where there's no pressure, just willingly go in the gas and practice your stim timing. Once you've spent a few minutes in gas practicing your gas plays, practicing your stim timing with no pressure, it'll be a lot easier for you to get your stim timing right in the end game when you're making some crucial gas play and there's loads of pressure on you. The gas deals 10 HP of damage every second, which means it will down you in 15 seconds, unless you have Irradiated, which reduces the damage of each hit by 20%. So you're only taking 8 HP each time, which means you'll actually take 19 seconds to get you down. So Irradiated is definitely worth having if you're planning to make a gas play. After about 45 to 50 seconds in the gas damage starts to ramp up. Every 10 seconds it goes up by 5 HP per second, until when you reach the 2-minute mark you hit what I call the stim wall, where the gas damage spikes up to 100 HP per second. Even with Irradiated taking 20% off, you still take 80 HP per second of damage, which is far too much for your stims to keep you alive through, even with perfect timing. At that point, even a gas mask will break in 1 second, so if you have a buy station that's permanently open in gas, you could spam buy gas masks once every second and they will break instantly, and you'll have to buy 1 gas mask per second, and you can last indefinitely if you have enough money. But it is nearly impossible to survive any significant length past the stim wall. The only silver lining of gas tick is that it will reset immediately if you touch the safe zone even for a moment. So if you've already been in the gas for a while and gas damage is starting to ramp up, you can touch the safe zone for a moment, reset the gas tick back to 0, and then go straight back in the gas and have that original 10 or 8 HP per second of damage straight away immediately. It's definitely worth doing. The more stims you have, the longer you can survive in the gas. So not only do you want to fill your backpack up with stims, but it also helps to have map knowledge of bathrooms and stim cabinets so that you can find more stims in the gas. Bear in mind that ammo caches, which would normally give you 2 stims, will close when they're deep enough into the gas, about 40 meters, the same as a buy station. The easiest solution to this is to prepare a Muni stack, which is to say buy as many munitions boxes as you can afford and leave them at the buy station to come back to in the gas later. The ammo boxes will despawn in about 7 minutes if you don't touch them, so you don't want to buy them too early. For reference, the fire sale that happens at the beginning of the 3rd circle is about 7 minutes before the gas fully closes at the end of the game, so that's going to be about the time when you're making your gas play. So as long as you buy your munis during or after the fire sale, they should last long enough for you to come back to them at the end and make your gas play. The fire sale has the added benefit of being 50% off, so you can buy twice as many ammo boxes for the same price. I recommend using a buy station as close to the edge of the zone as possible. If you buy your ammo boxes at a centrally located buy station which will stay in the safe zone for multiple subsequent circles, there's a good chance that enemies will also come along to that buy station later and try to use it, and they will find your ammo boxes and maybe they'll steal some of them. There's also a risk that the final circle will close straight on that buy station and you won't be able to run away from the final enemies in order to get your ammo boxes, so it behooves you to shop at a buy station near the edge of the gas. Just like ammo caches, buy stations will close in the gas as soon as they're 42 meters away from the safe zone. Unlike ammo caches, you can reopen a buy station in the gas using a PDS. A PDS on its own only lasts 6 or 7 seconds, so it's not actually that good for lasting a long time in the gas. Its real power comes from allowing you to use a buy station in the gas. If you have a lot of money, you can throw a PDS on the buy station, buy your teammates back, and you can also buy a stack of munis right there and start using the munis. Additionally, once the final circle has completely closed to nothing and the circle timer is on 0, the buy station will stay open forever after your PDS expires, which means you can continuously chain buy gas masks if you have enough money. Bear in mind that at the instant the circle finally closes, a signal is sent to every buy station on the map to close, even if it's inside your PDS at the time. So if you throw your PDS before the circle closes in the last few seconds, you may see your buy station reclose immediately in front of you, even though your PDS hasn't expired yet. If that happens to you, it's because the gas fully closed at the same moment you were trying to use your buy station in the PDS in the gas. So to avoid that, wait a few extra seconds for the gas to finish closing, and then throw the PDS because the buy station will stay open forever after that point. This does not work for deployable buy stations. Only normal permanent buy stations can be opened by a PDS in the gas. However, a deployable buy station won't be affected by the final signal that closes all buy stations on the map. It only closes when the safe zone moves beyond 42 meters away. So if a deployable buy station is in the final zone or near enough to where the gas finally closes, it will stay open forever, no PDS required. Because stims are 3 times weaker in BR than they are in Resurgence, I don't even bother to carry stims when I'm playing BR. Instead, I focus on carrying multiple self-revives and as many PDSs as I can get, because those are the best resources for lasting longer in gas in Battle Royale. When a self-revive finishes, it has the same effect as one stim in that game mode, which means that there is actually a benefit to timing your self-revive correctly, although it is extremely difficult to do because the self-revive is activated by holding a button and not simply pressing it. But depending on when your self-revive completes, you may get full health back or no health back depending on when the gas damage interrupts the healing effect. And the healing effect in Resurgence is 3 times stronger than the healing effect in BR. It's really identical to popping one stim the moment you get up from your self-revive. Now that we've covered all the gas mechanics for making the endgame gas play, let's discuss how you make it to the endgame in order to execute that gas play by hiding and surviving in the safe zone as late as possible. By far the best tool for the job is the Riot Shield. It's bulletproof and most importantly, it blends in with the surroundings. I've always used the default Riot Shield with no camo because I believe it's the best low contrast option to blend into any environment. You don't want to be too dark because if you're darker than the environment, you'll still stand out. What you want to do is minimize contrast. And if you imagine doing that to an image, reducing contrast to 0 turns the image into a grey image. So various black camos you can put on the Riot Shield I think aren't necessary. The default Riot Shield does just fine. In terms of operators, I use the Black Noir operator, which is a paid bundle and is not available anymore, but really any simple operator skin will work. You just want to avoid bright colors, flashing lights and particle effects, so Black Cell, Battle Pass skins, avoid those. Just stick to something grey or brown and you'll be fine. However, if you really want to have a black pay-to-win operator skin, it seems like the COD Endowment is going to release a bundle called Endeavor, which has this very dark operator skin. That's probably the closest thing to a new Rose skin we have coming up. The key to hiding with a Riot Shield is that you're not shaped like a person anymore. When an enemy comes into a room and looks at you, what they see is a black box, not a humanoid shape which they could register as an enemy, so it won't trigger any recognition at all that there's an enemy there. This is why you want to keep your Riot Shield pointed towards the enemy so they only see that rectangular shape. If they see you from the side, they'll see the shape of your body and they'll notice that there's a person there. For this reason, my favorite hiding spots are always in the corner, facing towards the door or wherever an enemy might appear. That way they can't see me from the side because the walls are in the way. Additionally, I like to sit on top of boxes and elevate off the ground a little bit if I can, just to avoid being recognized as a Riot Shielder who is typically crouched at ground level. With that said, here's an example of me running straight past a Riot Shielder who's crouched at ground level, and I had no idea they were there until they high alerted me. That happened because I ran straight in front of the enemy reticle in the center of their screen. This is why when I'm hiding in a corner, I will aim my reticle below the enemy's feet so that they don't get high alerted even if they have the high alert perk. In this case, we actually benefit from a severe desync between the first and third person perspectives of using the shield. Even if you aim your Riot Shield straight down at the ground, from the enemy point of view, your shield will still be held straight in front of you, which means it will still protect you and make you look like a box. The downside of this is that when you're on a rooftop looking down at an enemy who's shooting at you, It'll feel like you get shot through the shield because on their screen your shield is not pointing downwards at them, it's pointing straight forward, exposing your feet. Now I'll just go over a few random tips that you might find helpful, starting with what to do if you're spotted. Remember that your riot shield is held in your operator's right hand, so if you swap the riot shield, it moves around the right hand side of your body, onto your back. So if you need to run past an enemy who's in front of you, you should always go around the left hand side while swapping your shield to your back. If you time it correctly, the shield will be pointing at the enemy the entire time. In my backpack, I personally like to run a double stack of plates, a double stack of smokes, and the rest full of stims. The reason I run a double stack is because if you throw your last smoke, it will automatically backfill and be replaced by your stims, and then you won't be able to get any more smokes back because you don't have any smokes left at all. Watch what happens with just two. I'll throw first one and then two smokes, so I've run out of my single stack completely, and now they've been fully replaced by stims. In terms of secondaries, this is the fastest weapon in the game by far. It is faster than every melee weapon, and it is faster than fists. The short barrel, the jack/underbarrel, the 20 round mag, and the rescue 9 stock all increase your tac sprint or your sprint speed. The rescue 9 stock is faster than no stock. The muzzle does not do anything to increase your sprint speed or tac sprint speed. There are some breacher muzzles that purport to increase your movement speed, but the movement speed they're referring to is actually just your walking speed. And since I'm either going to be tac sprinting or sprinting all the time, my walking speed does not matter, so the breacher muzzles are no use to me. Instead, I choose to have a suppressor so that I can stay off the minimap if I have to fire the gun to break a box or a window or something like that. One question I get a lot is, why do I run with a weapon, not with fists? Well, besides the fact that the Superi is extremely fast, there's a niche problem that happens with fists. Suppose I decide to plate up, right? Watch what happens. I'm just going to press my plate button. See what happened to my riot shield there? I'm going to show you again. Imagine there's a person here shooting me, right? I'm taking damage. I want to run away from that direction and plate up while protecting my back with the shield, but when the plating animation finishes, it has to pull out a weapon, and the only weapon I have is the riot shield, which exposes my back. Whereas if I'm running with any weapon at all, I can leave the riot shield on my back, plate up, and when the plating animation finishes, I still have the gun in my hand, leaving the riot shield on my back, protecting me the whole time. Finally, let's discuss the outlook for Black Ops 6 Warzone. Although Black Ops 6 multiplayer doesn't introduce a new Black Ops 6 riot shield, Warzone will retain all Modern Warfare 2 and Modern Warfare 3 weapons, which includes the riot shield from Modern Warfare 2. So the riot shield's not going anywhere in Warzone, it's just that Black Ops 6 multiplayer won't have its own riot shield. From what I've seen of Black Ops 6 Warzone being playtested at COD Next, it seems like the gas damage is approximately the same at 10 HP per second. The irradiated perk is not available on loadouts, it's only a lootable item, and I have no idea how common it's going to be. Stims appear to be about the same as Resurgent stims, i.e. they heal at 150 HP per second and they're interrupted by damage, so stim timing will still matter in Black Ops 6 Warzone. There's no more backpack, but you can carry 2 or 3 stims equipped depending on what vest you're wearing, and there are still going to be unlimited ammo boxes available in buy stations, so you can probably still buy Muni stacks. Ultimately, it looks like we're going back to Warzone 1 mechanics, which simplifies a lot of things. A lot of people are going to be happy with that. I got hundreds of 0-kill wins on Warzone 1, so it's certainly possible. If you want to see more about how I gas played in Warzone 1, I'll link some of my best videos down below in the description. But no matter what changes, it's important to remember that 0-kill wins are always intrinsically possible in a game mode where the win condition is tied only to survival. Battle Royale is a last man standing game mode. It will always be possible to win with 0 kills. I hope this was useful. If you've been struggling to get a 0-kill win and you want to make sure you get it done in the last few weeks of Modern Warfare 3 Warzone before everything changes to Black Ops 6 Warzone, and as soon as Warzone has moved over to Black Ops 6, I will be grinding 0-kill wins live on stream and figuring out everything new. So if you want to see that as soon as possible, make sure you're subscribed, and I will see you in Black Ops 6.